Hey, Sunday, 26th of May, current time is 9:55 p.m. Doing a couple of checks on Dyan, and the first one I just want to see if we can replicate is a look at Chvostek, Chvostek sign, Chvostek's sign. This is a neuromuscular hyperexcitability, and it's due to the latent tendency associated with reduced serum ionized calcium. I'm going to do that by doing an anterior suppression facial muscle just in front of the ear, and just seeing the response in Dyan's face as we do this exercise. Just looking straight forward and relaxed. Let me relax. Okay, so without aggravating any further, you can see the hyperexcitability around the facial muscles. Specifically with this, so that we've just got a bit more information, there's two things that we're looking at, is Chvostek's and Trousseau's. I'll do Trousseau's test in a moment. They're both physical findings resulting from a neuromuscular hyperexcitability due to the latent tendency associated with reduced serum ionized calcium. Now, this might actually provide clues to a diagnosis of hypocalcemia. Now, they don't... Chvostek signs a contraction of the ipsilateral facial muscles, ranging from a minimal twitching of the lips to spasms of all muscles. You saw multiple facial muscles get involved, not just the myofascial muscles around the lip in that particular thing. So we're looking at this as part of a causation for seizures with electrolyte deficiency in Dyan as part of some of our discoveries. How did you feel doing that particular test?
Weird.
Weird. What sort of sensations did you experience?
Just like weird twitching.
Twitching.
Yeah, okay. That's like an involuntary.
Okay, very cool. So the next one that we're just going to do is Trousseau's sign. So I've got the blood pressure cuff on Dyan for this particular test. I'm making a dog's breakfast of the navigation, but hold on, bear with me as I do this. Right. We're just going to put the blood pressure cuff on. We're going to pause it in a position where it's full, and we're going to do a countdown, and we're wanting to see if there is any particular motion, specifically of carpopedal spasm. So that means adduction of the thumb, flexion of the wrist or the metacarpophyseal joints, or extension of the interphalangeal joints as well in the fingers. So following the inflation. So you're just going to relax with your hand just up in supine position. So thumb out for a moment, just relax like that. Perfect. So sigmometer, we've got a normal sigmometer. We've actually got the blood pressure cuff. Okay, and we're just going to do this above the normal systolic pressure. And we're going to hold that for 3 minutes. And I'm hoping...
3 minutes?
I'm hoping, but there is a pause function on this.
Sensory nightmare.
So there is a stop button. I don't know if pressing the stop button actually releases it or not.
No, I don't know. It released it.
Okay, so that doesn't help. So let's try that again.
You have to keep pressing it 3 times.
No, I want to be able to hold it.
Yeah. I don't think this one's...
Is that holding pressure?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So
can you just press it and see what you think?
Yep, you're holding pressure.
Yeah, it feels like it does. Okay. It feels like it's holding
Google,
the pressure.
Start timer.
Okay, for how long?
3 minutes.
My hands throb, my arms throbbing.
Okay, don't talk.
3 minutes, and we're starting now.
So I started the countdown timer. We're probably about 15 seconds into it already. So regardless of that, obviously I'm holding in this. If we had a normal sigmometer in maybe like a clinical room where we could actually just pump it up with the little squishy thing, and that we'll be able to hold it at a certain amount. What we're looking for is just to see what happens with Dyan's hand, arm, fingers, wrists, just naturally. She's obviously quite relaxed. She's not going to do anything. This is all about what involuntary actions occur. So this one's called Trousseau's, named after a French medical scientist person. And it's a sign that we're actually looking for. So the key signs that we're trying to find here is whether there is an abduction of the thumb, flexion of the wrist, and the metacarpophalangeal joints, so they're the fingers, these are carpal muscles and joints, and see if whether we're doing an extension of those interphalangeal joints following this inflation. So the inflation's still there, Dyan's relaxed, still has the same amount of pressure because obviously I haven't let it go, it hasn't leaked out. Time is down to 1 minute 46.
Twitchy.
Okay, so let it relax and just do its thing.
What is it doing?
Just relax. A study assessed the clinical utility of Chvostek sign in 154 patients with seizures. A marked Chvostek sign was found only amongst those with diagnosis of epilepsy or hypocalcemia. Looking for neuromuscular hyperexcitability during this. You feeling okay at the moment?
Hmm.
Do you feel pressure in your upper arm?
Yeah.
Just relax your hand. Those movements are just your hand by itself.
Hmm.
Nearly done up to the 3 minutes.
I feel like I'm hitchhiking.
Okay, so it's that twitching that you're getting in the actual joint.
Yeah, it's sending up to my face.
Interesting. I'm about to release. Bingo. And release that flat.
I feel like I'm hitchhiking.
Okay, because hey Google, stop.
Oh, that was not fun.
Okay, so
Okay, what was that all about? Explain.
let's have a quick little look as you get some
Ew.
circulation back.
It feels horrible.
Now, we didn't expect it was going to be a nice thing because you obviously got compression, but did we see what we're actually looking
I
for?
don't know. Tell me, what are you
Trousseau
looking
sign
for?
is elucidated in hypercalcemia when the
hitchhiking.
ionized calcium levels are at 1.7 to 2.25 millimeters
I can't
per
see
litre.
calcium.
The hand adopts a characteristic posture when the cuff is inflated above the systolic blood pressure within 3 minutes.
Oh, I need to sit up. Ow.
So, were you having spasms of the hand induced by ischemic secondary to the inflation of the sigmometer?
Involuntary spasms.
Yes.
You know, like, I guess similar to my Tourette's movement
Carpopedal spasms that result from ischemia, such as those induced by pressure applied to the upper arm.
They're very mild though, weren't they?
Okay, and that's okay. They can
It
be a
felt
range
like-
of different levels.
I don't know. I'll have to watch the video.
But we
back.
got flexion of the wrist and the thumb actually going at the MCP joints, along the
I'll have
hyperextension
to
of the
watch the
IP
video
joints.
because I don't really know. I couldn't see. I'm a bit blind.
That's okay. Right, well, we can go back and at least report those two lots of
Ow.
information back into
Oh.
the doctor. We are experimenting with this as we look at, obviously, like I said, electrolyte deficiencies with Dyan. Dyan's just been using water pills. So with those particular water pills, they were designed to see whether we can actually reduce any of the fluid out of your body.
My full body edema.
Yes, so that was the furosemide, and over 3 days you've lost 2.3 kilograms of water weight
Yeah.
by the use of that medication. Now, unfortunately, today it did spark a tonic-clonic seizure and Tourette's episode.
I know, but it's proving that there's too much liquid build up.
Correct, but
So
it's also proving a concept of electrolyte imbalance. Where also is this seen? You get electrolyte imbalances when you've got your GI tract related issue because of gastroparesis and this whole lack of motility.
Yeah.
Each time you're taking Cloxel and Senna and all these other laxatives, they're also creating a electrolyte imbalance.
But I haven't been doing that for a while
No.
because of this full body edema.
Full body edema, exactly, correct. The tablet that we've just given you, the thrucimide, likely 14% likelihood to cause
I'm less pain
hypoglycemia,
now.
but what a result it has. It's reduced to...
It's what?
It's likely to cause 14% likelihood of causing seizures. Okay, that's effectively, and that's what it's done in your case.
In epileptics, right?
Yep, and no, just 14%
in people.
of patients who take thrucimide, okay,
What?
may cause hypotremenia, okay, and that may cause seizures. So that was one of the outcomes that we expected from doing the test.
Yeah, but I'm so much more comfortable.
Great, that's what we wanted you to be.
Because, you know, the full body edema, I was in agony. I couldn't... Oops.
Yep.
I couldn't do that anymore.
No.
It was like, you know, my skin was pulling. You know, I felt like elastic bands around my arms
100%.
and my legs were just like, you should see the photos.
Absolutely, you're so
Double.
puffy.
I've
Exactly.
lost half. My ankles have halved.
Yep. So this electrolyte balance,
And I
particularly...
was getting it full body edema lying down.
Correct. Now we normally take sports drinks every single day for Dyan
Every
as a counterbalance, and that's been helping
It's just a
with
normal
the seizures.
thing.
So
Yeah.
that's been a positive
Absolutely.
result.
Keeps you, and then the water and other drinks and other
Correct.
fluids keeps you hydrated.
But we know that when we
Helps.
do certain things, so if you're
Yeah.
doing lots of medications to get the constipation impaction
well,
out,
that's a different story.
or if
again.
you're taking this particular medication, the thrucimide, we're also expecting to change the electrolytes because of the way the water
But I've got to
gets
get the
pushed
water
out.
out.
Absolutely.
I feel so
we
much
will
better.
find the balance
I
point.
first time woke up this morning and could bend my fingers immediately.
What a win. That's absolutely brilliant.
So I feel so much more comfortable in my own skin, literally. Because before I was bursting.
Correct.
My skin was being pulled.
Well, one of the things that we're trying to work out is...
I had like a vein popping.
You were.
And pressure on it.
We're also trying to determine where does the full body edema originate from.
That's what we're trying to work
There are
out.
6 different common causes for that, okay, from the very
6?
minor
That sounds like a lot.
to life-threatening major, okay, so we are working through those. That's why we're working with cardiology,
Yes.
going through with gastroenterology, and we also have to deal with neurology because they're involved in some of these processes as well. Now, the venous insufficiency for your veins makes it harder for your veins to pump blood. Congestive heart failure. So we are concerned, and the reason we're concerned about congestive heart failure is you've got 22q, 11.2 deletion.
And I'm 50.
Yeah, now that condition 22q requires periodic cardiovascular assessment for aortic dilation, cardiovascular risk factors. But you've also got to have consideration because it also causes edema from predisposition for varicose veins and lymphedema as well. So that's a known issue from 22q.
What's lymphedema?
Well, it's got edema in the word.
Yeah, I know.
And it's coming from the lymph or lymphatic system.
Okay.
Okay, so
And
that's why
why does
cardiovascular
that
needs to be
happen?
aware of you having 22q and exploring, do you have edema? Yes, you do. Do you have issues with your lymphatic system? Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So these are all check marks on all that. We also have to rule out things like malnutrition, kidney disease and liver disease. Well, look, your globulins, but your blood tests have actually come back with concerns around kidney and liver potential disease, which can relate to edema because you're very low in your globulins levels.
Is that connected to my seizure meds?
It could be part of your seizure meds, or it could actually be, again, that chemistry that's working in your whole body.
What chemistry?
Well, remembering you've got a lot of deficiencies. You're vitamin D3 deficient, vitamin B deficient, vitamin... What else? Well, this goes on. Iron deficient. All of those are part of those electrolytes, and that might be part of where we're at.
What is it?
What is it? Is indeed. But what is even more interesting, there's cardiac involvement with movement disorders as well.
Pain.
You got chest pain right now?
No.
Oh, thank God you didn't say that right now. Okay, otherwise I'll be spraying you.
What movement disorders?
Well, do you have ataxia, myclonus,
Yes.
dystonia,
Yes.
chorea?
Yes.
Yes,
Sorry,
and
what
yes.
was the
Chorea.
chorea?
So they're
Well,
commonly and prominently associated with cardiac disease. Each one of those conditions.
What's wrong?
I'll explain that part later.
Yeah,
I'll go
okay.
to the website. But those 4 conditions you've actually
Yeah.
got,
So what is it?
and they are commonly and prominently associated with cardiac disease.
Ah.
Okay.
And what's cardiac
Now,
disease?
neurological
What's
and
cardiac disease?
heart
Which means
heart
what?
disease.
Which means what is my heart doing?
Have you got narrowing of the arteries, for example?
Yes, I do.
Well, we need to investigate that further because that's part of the expected heart disease. You've got
Okay.
arrhythmias.
Yes.
You've got POTS.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so there's a few things going on there specifically.
Okay.
Neurological
What?
and cardiac may share underlying pathio or physiopathological mechanisms in diseases,
Well,
particularly because of
22q.
22q. Exactly.
We know that, yeah.
But did you know what? They don't investigate it properly
Why?
because there's not enough awareness of the association between these conditions, and it's compartmentalized. That's why we need a 22q specialist who brings all this information
Yes,
together
I do.
and works hand in hand. Because did you know that the conditions that are associated to movement disorders, which you have, arrhythmias,
Yes.
SLE, systematic lupus.
Yes.
Mhm.
I had
Myclonus?
bad readings recently.
Do you have short stature,
Yes.
microcephaly,
Yes.
and endocrine dysfunction,
Yes.
tics, Tourette's, and do you also have FARS syndrome?
What?
Idiopathic basal ganglia calcification.
I have calcification in my brain.
All of those things are
At
the
the
research
back
I was just
there.
doing this evening. Bilateral, both
Bilateral,
sides of the
both
brain.
sides.
Yep. All of those are related to this.
To
So the movement disorders and cardiac involvement.
disease.
Cardiac and movement disorders combined. Okay. So that's why we're now looking at this whole multi-system condition, which is what 22q
So are
is.
you going to speak to the doctor?
Oh, I'm going to
this
speaking of
week?
them. Absolutely.
See
We've
if
got
we
all of
can
this
get it.
information. We've
Do you
now
think
just done
we
2
could
informal
do a
tests
quick
at home.
phone call with him
Yep.
to get things rolling with?
Well, we're going to have to. We're going to share all this water.
Or is he too busy?
No, well, I'm getting on the phone. I'm going to be sharing all this data because we
It's
have to do
re-
some tests.
It's big deal
So the
stuff.
test that we've been doing
You
is
just
this.
kicked
Oh,
them.
no, I'm sorry for kicking you guys. The water tablet. We've now got 2.3 kilos. By the morning,
I feel so much
we could be
better.
up to about 2.8 kilos, I reckon, of
I feel
weight
so
loss
much
just
better,
through
guys.
water.
I was
Crazy.
like swimming in water. I
Yep.
was sloshing in it. I felt
Yep.
like I was drowning.
Yep. That's exactly right. And now we have this other test we've just done, haven't we? We've done chest off sign, and we've also got Trousseau, the French guy.
And how does that connect to this?
Neuromuscular hyperexcitability. That's helping us in far as the whole calcium and the electrolytes.
Yeah,
It's
I've always
really
got that
the
problem.
This
Yeah.
is where neurology, rather than going, oh, I'm not
They
quite
don't.
sure,
It's
they
you're
needed to
ahead of
understand
yourself.
genetics and
Calm
22q.
down.
And we know with 22q that there's going to be
Yeah,
this
but
whole...
we have a wonderful genetics in here in Australia.
They are.
So
Exactly.
that is wonderful because
Yep.
they're onto it.
They're onto it, we're onto it.
They just have to spread the word, and that's what they're going to do
Yeah.
it.
Well, you've just done 2 tests now that we can actually help the
That
doctor and go,
Settle down
right,
now.
well, now we've got to check out this hypercalcemia. We've got to
Because he
check out
said
the other
do it at
levels.
home, didn't he?
Yeah.
So why? Because he wants to hear the results.
He wanted us to do it when it's comfortable for us. And look, he sometimes needs us to sometimes show
Yeah.
multiple test data because he's learning about 22q. He's not a
I know,
specialist.
because that's the unfair thing. My GP, it's not fair.
Hmm.
You know, when GPs have to deal with us rare syndrome people,
Rare
it
Pokemon
must
cards.
be hard. Yeah, rare Pokemon
Yeah,
cards.
the rare Pokemon
So
card.
anyway, thank you for showing me all that. Cause
Yeah, well, thank you for being the test guinea pig
it just
in the
makes me
process.
feel like I'm more aware of what's going on with my body.
Well, it's interesting.
Because there's been a lot, guys, going on very, very quickly. In the last 7 weeks, I've had all of this massive cardiac problem going on.
Yeah.
And it's really quite
Full
concerning.
body edema.
And it's just
seizures.
it's a journey. So
So
follow
many
to
things
see where
interacted,
this
yeah.
goes. But
Thumbs
wish
up.
me luck.
Questions or comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit the
Yeah.
notification bell, and we'll see you soon in another episode.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.